Hi Obscuras, my name is Kat, and today I am going to give myself a fucking challenge. So if you guys don't know, the ScallywagAThon is happening from August 16th to the 23rd, and it's perfect timing actually, because I'm having a fucking amazing reading month so far. I'm getting all the books read, and so I feel like I can add to my TBR and maybe possibly read them all as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add in 4 books, which you guys don't know about. I haven't put in my previous August TBR, but I need your help, okay? Because 2 of the 4 books I can't narrow down, and I have 2 choices for each of those. So I need you guys to tell me which of them you would rather see me read and that you guys would rather hear about. All right, starting out, you can choose 1 or 2 on the pirate map. 1 is most popular author, and for this, the one that I'm most interested in is Kim Ji-young, born 1982. This is a South Korean translation. It's very popular right now. It is so popular that it's causing a lot of contention in South Korea. It's gotten to the point where K-pop stars that are even seen with this book in their hands are being sent death threats and are being like called out by the public about being not Korean. So what is this book about that is causing such controversy, you ask? It's a feminist book. That's what it is. It's about a woman named Seoul, this is fiction, who takes time off of her job to care for her new child, a little baby, and she starts to have a mental breakdown through all the pressure that is put on her. And this book, you wouldn't think it's so controversial, right? Wrong. So I want to know why everyone in Korea has all their panties in a twist. I want to know what is going on. So that is one option for the first challenge. The other option is number 2, which is to read a book based on a myth. And I recently watched Noria from Noria Reid's July wrap-up, and she was raving about this book. This is Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust, I think is how you say that. This is based on Persian mythology, and it's about a girl who's a princess, but she is deadly to the touch. So the royal family kind of keeps her hidden away because it wouldn't be good if people knew that one of the royal family members is poisonous. So they keep her locked away, and kind of in the same cellar basement where she's kept, there's also a demon who's being kept who's very powerful and might have the secrets to fixing whatever curse is on the princess. And I think, I'm not sure, but I know that this has an FF romance, and I'm really hoping, so hoping, that it's with the demon, because that would just be amazing. So if that is true, I just can't wait. This book sounds so good. I also love the color of the cover. So I honestly cannot decide. Do I go with this one where I'm like, what's happening? I want the tea. I want to know what has South Korea in such a bother. Or this one, which Noria said is amazing and has Persian mythology. Oh yeah, an FF romance. So I'm like, I don't know, like which one? So please, please, please let me know which one you would be interested in me reading down below. After that, the route goes to number 6, which is to read a book that has romance in it. So again, this is another one where I need your help. So I have 2 books here that are little mini books, but they both are just so good and I can't decide. So the first one here is Fairy Tales and Space Dreams by Jasmine Shea Townsend. This is a retelling of popular fairy tales through a black queer lens, black queer feminist lens. So here for it. So I know that it retells Snow White, but changing it to an Afrocentric narrative. It also has an FF romance in here, I believe between someone and a star, I think, if that's right. Yeah, so I'm just really wanting to get to this, and I'm here for queer love. I'm here for retellings of romance and fairy tales, and it just sounds so good. And the other one that has romance that I can't decide between is A Taste of Honey by Ashante Wilson. This is a reimagining of African mythology, so it's all, I believe, made up gods and goddesses that come down to earth, and it stars a romance between a beast keeper and a warrior lord. Is that right? I think that's kind of right. and they have to go on an adventure together. And again, they're both really small. They both have types of romance in them. They both have just great storylines that I can't decide between. So please let me know which one of these you'd also be interested in me reading. Fairy Tales and Space Dreams or A Taste of Honey. I cannot decide and I need your help. So after number 6, we would move on to A, which is a book published 3+ years ago. For this, I'm gonna read I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Iain Reid. This one has been on my radar for a while, but I was looking up weirdest books of all time, and Emily from Books with Emily Fox made a recent video that was like the weirdest books I've ever read on BookTube, and this was one of them, and I was like, okay, like it's done. So it's published in 2016, so it totally counts. It's more than 3 years ago. This is following a couple, I believe, her going to one of their family homes, which is isolated, and I'm like, ooh, isolation, always a bad sign. For the characters, good for me, because I love that shit. So apparently it's at a remote farmhouse, and then shit just gets weird. That's all I've heard. Like, no one has spilled any information beyond that point. And I'm like, what could possibly happen that would be so weird? Is it witches? Is it cannibalism? Is it aliens? Is it body horror? What is it? What's gonna happen? I wanna know. So I was recently really let down by a certain book that I'm not gonna name, but I'm reading it for Spooky Smart Bitch Readathon, and I was like so let down. And I'm just looking for more type of weird body horror stuff that actually is good. So I'm hoping that this is that. And then the last one is number 9, which is Read a Book with a Black Cover. For this, I'm doing Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford, who is an Irish writer. And I heard about this one from Kayla at Books and Lala, and it just sounds so perfectly up my alley. I can't not read it. So this is following a father and a daughter who have lived on a farm for a very long time because they're not human, they're something else. And around them is ground that is healing ground, like fertile ground, and they take care and cure people who have illness by opening up their bodies and looking inside of them, like sorting through their organs and their veins, and then planting them for rest and healing within the ground. And then they open them up again. And I'm like, this sounds amazing. It also has a romance, and I've also heard that one of the characters may grow herself different body parts that she needs. And I'm like, sounds so weird. Sounds like body horror, but in a good way. And I just really want to get to it. So somehow I knew that this month I had to fit it into my TBR somehow, and this is how we're doing that, because I shall not be kept from this book any longer. So I'm really, really hoping to get to it. So that finishes up my TBR for the ScallywagAThon, and I really can't wait to get to it. I'm so looking forward to it. So please let me know Kim Ji-young, born 1982, or Girl Serpent Thorn, which one, and then also A Taste of Honey or Fairy Tales and Space Dreams. Like, please let me know what you want, because I want them all equally and I just cannot decide. But I can tell you right now, I can't read 6 books in 7 days when some of them are really big, so please help me out. So if you have made it this far, please go ahead and leave a little skull emoji down below, and I will make sure to send you lots of love down below in the comments. I will chat to you all in another video soon. Bye!